Okay, so a super awesome feature in OrbisX is the artificial intelligence that's built into it that's going to help you book more repeat appointments. So I'll give you a quick breakdown of how it works, what it does, and also how to set up these things called rules. So first, we'll take your calendar, okay? So this is a demo account, so there's no jobs in here. Let me just go back to when we put in a bunch of jobs. Okay, January, we put in a bunch of jobs here. Now let's say this is your current calendar, okay, and let's just assume that we're here on the 20th, okay, and the system is going to look, the artificial intelligence is going to scan through your calendar, and it's going to realize that these 3 days here, well, these 4 days, in fact, are slower days, right, based on whatever rules you set. And I'll go over the rules in a moment, but just understand the concept first is that the artificial intelligence is going to scan your calendar and it's going to look for days that don't have as many appointments and that you could use some more bookings. So let's say it scans through and it sees that, okay, we're on the 20th and it says, geez, tomorrow, the 21st and the 22nd don't really have that many days. It's going to try and book appointments for you automatically on those days. And it does so by following the rules that you set. So to set the rules, first off, if you have no rules set, the artificial intelligence won't do anything because it's not going to be active. So you have to set the rules because it needs to know what kind of bookings you want to follow and how you want to do them. So we go to marketing, click on AI booking rules. This page is going to load. You can create a new rule by clicking this and also view your existing rules. So we've set up some demo rules in here, and I'll explain what each of these values mean and how to set this up and configure it for your shop. So let's look at creating a new rule. Let's assume you have no rules and you want to create your first rule. So the first thing you do is you choose the service. So we have a bunch of services listed that we offer at our shop, and we've ported them over into the demo account. So let's say detailing. You want to have the system scan your appointments and book more detailing jobs automatically for you. So you choose the service, detailing. This is going to check your customers now, the last appointment. When was their last appointment? Do you want to reach out to customers that came 30 days ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 9 months, a year, or several years ago? Okay? Let's say you want to target people every 6 months. So every 6 months, you're going to reach out to them and say, hey, it's been 6 months, come back in for a booking, right? For a detailing. The system's going to do this for you. Then you can tell it which days you want it to suggest. So maybe you know that Wednesday and Thursdays are usually slower days for you, so only suggest those 2 days. The other days you're going to book yourself and the system will ignore that. Or you can say, you know what, we're open 6 days a week, book on any of those 6 days if it's slow. Then you can choose how you want to fill your calendar. It's going to look for only empty days, so days that have 0 appointments, or days with less than 3 appointments, less than 5 appointments, less than 10, or any day that is available, right? So if you do any day, it could book appointments on days that have 20 jobs, for example. So you might want to limit that to, let's say, days with less than 5 appointments if you're a shop and you can handle the volume. If you're a solopreneur, maybe days that have less than 3 appointments or empty days only. All you do then is save it. That's going to now put it down here as a new rule, and the system will automatically start doing this for you every single day. And it's going to reach out to your customers automatically, and it's going to make them a suggestion. From that suggestion, they can just click a link and it'll submit a request to you to book that day for that service, right? From that point, you can reach out to them. You can, discuss the price, the available times, whatever, however it makes sense for your calendar. But it's going to do all the hard work for you, right? Plus, this can be very time consuming if you're doing this, by calling customers and things like that. So let the artificial intelligence do it for you. So for us, for example, at our shop, we have rules set up like this. So ceramic coating, and we sell a 3-year package. So we go for ones that came 3 years ago. We suggest any of those days. We usually, for the ceramic coating, we can usually take, about 3 customers a day for like full ceramic coatings. And then that's on top of all our other stuff like detailing, windshield replacements, tinting, so on and so forth. So for us, we usually choose days that have less than 3 appointments. And so then we would save that as a rule, and it's going to now go and it's going to check any of our customers that came 3 years ago for ceramic coating, and it's going to approach them again for, another ceramic coating or a reload. We have a reload as well, but the reload we usually do 6 months and 1 year. So you can set up all those rules though. So you could have a service in here for ceramic coating reload, and then you'd be able to choose that at like 6 months, for example, and then you could say, days with less than 10 appointments because the reload is fast. So then and save, boom, you're done. And then that's it. So that's how you create rules, and then you can view the existing rules that you do have. So in this case, we have one for detailing. Last appointment was 30 days ago. Suggest any day that we're open and look for empty days only, right? Try and get them in every 30 days if we can. You may not be able to. You can also, limit it like this one here. Only on Saturdays, days with less than 10 appointments. So it's going to check and see if there's a Saturday that has less than 10 appointments and try and book them. And it's going to check for this 45 days or so on and so forth in advance. So it'll go through and it'll say like, okay, so you had a client that came, 30 days ago, for example, and he hasn't been back for a detailing. I mean, depends on how you want to run your shop, but us, we usually go 3 months, let's say, and look for any Saturday that has less than 10 appointments and try and book them in. And this just happens for us automatically. It's pretty awesome, very powerful system. And if you want to add new services into this list, you just have to do that under your settings. So admin, settings, and we'll wait for that to load here. Then we'll scroll down. So I just scrolled down all the way. Here, services, and this is where that service list comes from. So you can add new services in here, and they'll show up in that list. So you could add like the ceramic coating reload, stuff like that. You can add that in there as well. So that's essentially how the AI booking calendar works. It's very, very powerful stuff for booking new appointments automatically for you. It'll follow your rules, and it'll look for days that are you matching that criteria, and it'll book your customers in for you. Very powerful.